Yes, Pramod, my screen is visible?
Yes, sir. It's showing ARM processor fundamentals.
Yes. Deepika,
Yes, sir.
screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's see quickly what we have discussed. So see here, we started with ARM processor fundamentals, and we have clearly seen all different types of architectures. Okay, and the differences between RISC and CISC architectures, RISC in detail, and ARM processor in detail. It means that RISC design philosophy, CISC design philosophy, you can say, and ARM design philosophy. We are interested in RISC design philosophy as well as ARM design philosophy thoroughly, and we came to know what is embedded software and what is embedded hardware, how like. So the basic core is always the ARM processor. Application actually a particular a system doing a particular task in which my processor is embedded to do the job. So as we know how the hardware looks like, ARM processor is there. Along with that, so many other controllers are connected, bus connected, many other we call it as the peripherals, other IO peripherals. We name those them, and we other memory devices are connected externally. The entire thing together on the embedded system. Core is nothing but your ARM processor. So ARM processor can also be called as ARM core. So ARM processor fundamentals we started. We said that it follows the 4 points are very clear. What is that? Instruction set, register, pipelining, and the load and store architecture is the RISC architecture, which is common to the ARM processor. ARM processor has extra features, which is called as ARM design philosophy. It supports 16 thumb instruction set. It supports the variable instructions. It supports the what is that called as uh, extensions. It supports extensions, and it supports the conditional execution. That is what the extra features of ARM processor. So definitions, clear differences, whatever is till now, you should be clear with that. I'll try to provide some of the materials which I obtained from the internet, some PPTs, some kind of stuff. What I'll try to provide, and I'll just put it in one folder and create a zip, and I'll send it to you. So and what I wanted to say here is we'll have the two quizzes. The till the extensions, core extensions. I'll just quickly go to the core extensions now. And till the core extensions, we'll have two quizzes.
Sir, voice
First
is breaking.
half. Am I clear now?
Yes, sir. Now it's okay.
Yeah. So what we will do is we'll have two quizzes on Saturday, half an hour each. So let's say 20 minutes each. So 45 minutes class, 20 minutes each. Online quiz I'll conduct. Okay. I'll let you know today or tomorrow in the group saying that how the kind of questions will be asked. So two quizzes. You are going and one by one after the other. I'll do it in Google Classroom. I'll go it in Google Classroom. So I'll just create the stuffs and uh, attach all the things and send it to you. I'll do that stuff. Nothing to worry. Today or tomorrow I'll just do it. So you just remember that Saturday we'll have two quizzes, quiz 1 and quiz 2 till the core extensions. Okay. So we started from the ARM processor. How we started with the difference of processor with microcontroller, and we arrived till now with the core extensions. So how we started with respect to ARM, we have all the fundamentals. We have seen what is the ARM core, how the block diagram, how the things are connected, what is the working principle, and then we have seen what all different types of registers, and we have said the core of the ARM processor is current program status register, and how it is configured, and what are all the fields it has: flag, status, extension, and control. How these can be configured, what all the stuff we discussed, and the processor can be different modes. We said it can be user mode, fast interrupt request mode, supervisor mode, undefined mode, or out mode. It can be in any one of these things by setting the values accordingly. So change of mode operation can be done, and the processor modes are like this, as we said. What is the mode value you are setting? Based on that, that mode is selected. So how it works, we just explained in the last class. We also said in the CPSR register, what is the fifth bit is representing, whether I'm using the ARM state or whether I'm using thumb state. If not both, I need to check for 24th bit, which is JAL. If it is a non-negative, is not set. So likewise, and flag negative or non-negative. CPSR example, with by setting the values in that CPR register, we have said in this particular diagram, we said that carry flag is set, and interrupt flag, what is that? Fast interrupt request is disabled, something like that. We are in supervisor mode by setting the mode value like this. So CPS plays a role. So additional flags can be like this. It means if the instruction has been attached with these mnemonics, these conditional flags will be set, we say. We'll come to know clear picture of this, as I said, in the instruction set. And we said that the pipelining concept, execution parallelly can happen, fetch, decode, execute. So if one instruction is getting executed, another will be in the decoding stage, and another one will be there in the fetching stage. It means that at a time, three instructions are taken. That's what three-stage pipelining. Similarly, the flow will be shown. Three cycles are required to execute three instructions at a time. So if I say ARM9 processor, if you take, there are 5 at a time can be taken. So either 5 stage, you can call it as 6 stage ARM10. It means that two more extra concepts will bring as memory and write, along with issue, memory, and write. These are the different
Sir,
stages
your voice
wherein
is low, sir.
the data, okay, data gets operated. Okay, the data gets operated. This is what we discussed. Now, am I audible? Am I clear now?
Sir, still low.
It's low. How come? Am I audible? Please check from your side. Other side,
Sir, voice is breaking, sir.
it's breaking now. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Not clear.
Yes, sir. Sir, when you,
Not clear.
sir, while you are talking continuously, it is breaking, sir. When you talk for frequently, it is not breaking.
Okay, so now you tell me, am I audible? Please respond.
Now it's now audible, sir.
Okay, slowly I'll try to move. So that's it. Now, what we say, this is what I am just telling. There may be ARM9 having 5 stage and ARM10 6 stage. Okay. So that is what the meaning. It means that at a time these instructions will be executed. That is your pipelining. Simple explanation, which leads to 30% increase compared to the ARM7. That is what one example he takes, and he just explains how parallelly the execution can happen. We are not worried now. An instruction, for example, LDR PC comma PC comma #0. What this instruction does, we will definitely see in instruction set. Now, as of now, you just assume that it is a single instruction, which when it comes to execute state, next instruction will be in decode state, another next instruction will be in fetch state. At a time, three instructions. That's what ARM7 has, three stage. Likewise, he says. Then there is one interesting concept which we will discuss thoroughly in third unit, which is exception and interrupt handling. So something like this. The processor is executing the instructions one by one. It means that it is running the program and executing the instructions one by one. So what may happen? A interrupt may be raised. What is an interrupt? An interrupt is the one which takes the processor to a particular location to execute the program which is present in that location. So it means that it interrupts the program. It stops the processor executing the current instruction, and it takes away the processor to execute some other instruction which are located in some other uh, memory location, you can call. So I have different types of interrupts. So how these interrupts will happen? There is a table called as vector table which will help us to take the processor to that particular address. So you can see here there is a vector table: reset, undefined instruction, software interrupt, prefetch, abort, data abort, reserved, interrupt request, fast interrupt request, like this. So these are the addresses. Now if you see, what is the meaning of reset vector? If you check, is the location of the first instruction executed by the processor when the power is applied. The instruction branches to the initialization code. It means processor is running some instructions. Processor is running some instruction. If I raise a interrupt, if we call it as reset vector, you can call it as either exception or an interrupt. You call now it as a exception. If a reset exception is raised from the external device, meaning is I wanted to reset. What is the meaning of reset? It is saying that is the location of the first instruction to be executed by the processor when the power is applied. So it only looks into the power. If the power is there, it goes to the first instruction, location of the first instruction, and this instruction branches to the initialization code. Initialization code, as I said, it's a boot code. So it means that system related operations are handled by these exceptions, are called as branching instructions to that particular address where they are present. So addresses are given high address. There is a slight confusion for you to understand these things immediately now. For example, if I say software interrupt vector is called when you execute SWI instruction. It means that SWI instruction is frequently used as a mechanism to invoke an operating system routine. So it is related to the processor's other functionalities. That's what exceptions and interrupts, when they should be considered, how they should be considered in detail, we will study in the third unit, wherein exceptions and interrupts are to be considered. For understanding, you just say that these are the interrupts and exceptions available. We'll come back. So now you understand few more things. What is that? The processor is very much associated with core extensions. What is the core extension? It means that processor along with some peripherals will not be able to do all the job. Other than that, it has some additional functionalities these the processor will provide. What are those? There are three things which are called as core extensions. It means that some extended functionalities added to the ARM core or ARM processor are called as core extensions. Example, cache and tightly coupled memory is one part. Second is you can call it as MPUs. Okay, what is that? MPU will come, and MMUs. These are the three things which we has been attached. You can see here, what is that? Cache and tightly coupled memory. Okay, so I just missed it. You just say cache and tightly coupled memory is one of the extension to the core. What is that? Cache is a block of fast memory. What is this actually? It is an extra memory which is in between main memory and the ARM processor. That's it. It's a temporary storage memory which is there in between ARM processor and the main memory. So you can call it something like, instead of fetching the memory and taking so much time from the memory to the processor, it is easy to store the things in cache which is there in between main memory and the processor. To make the execution faster, some memory is used in between, that is called cache. So cache is usually we refer sometimes as RAM memory. So the placed between main memory and the core or the processor. It allows for more efficient fetches from some memory types. With the cache, the processor core can run for majority of time without having to wait for the data from the slow external memory. So it means instead of fetching the data from the external memory which is slow, if it is already fetched, if it is stored in the cache memory, getting it from the cache memory again if it is required, it is very easy. Whenever again the same instruction is required, if I store it in cache, it is very easy for the processor to fetch it again instead of calling it from the external memory. Most ARM based embedded systems use single level cache internal. So just remember, cache is an extension to the ARM core which provides the quick access to the instructions which are regularly fetched. Of course, many small embedded systems do not require this cache. Please remember that. Okay, ARM has two forms of cache. What is that? First is found attached to the von Neumann style. It means that a cache which is having two memories for both data and instructions if it is Harvard, but it is von Neumann style. That's what data and instructions are in a single cache as shown in the diagram. So you can see the diagram. It is called as unified cache. Unified cache, it has both data and instruction with it. Along with external things, you can say some logic control is there. AMBA bus, advanced memory bus architecture for bus connection. It is an interface unit for bus connections to the main memory. So ARM core connected to the main memory. In between you can observe unified cache is there. This is a extra cache or extra core extension which is connected. We have called it as glue logic that connects the memory system to the AMBA. You can call it as AMBA bus logic and control. What is that? Advanced bus architecture. Okay, so that's the picture. So you can see if I have Harvard architecture, the architecture looks like this in the diagram as shown. There is a data TCM and instruction TCM. Tightly coupled memory. TCM refers to tightly coupled memory. Data tightly coupled memory. Instruction tightly coupled memory. Data cache, instruction cache. There are two caches. This is an extra cache which is present in between ARM and main memory. This acts like a core extension. So cache, why cache is required? To speed up the execution. Why? How it speed up the execution? Every time core fetching the main memory for the same instruction, it can fetch or it can make use of cache if it would have stored the data and instruction accordingly. That is what the first extension. The next is MPUs. You can see MPUs. MPUs imply a simple system that uses limited number of memory regions. These regions are controlled with a set of special coprocessor registers, and each region is defined with a specific access permission. This type of memory management is used for system that requires memory protection but don't have complex memory map. It means that the second is a memory management unit. Memory management unit. Okay. So it is a memory processor unit and memory management unit. So memory management is the second what you can call it as extension to the core. First extension to the core is cache memory. Second is memory management. So I have MPU and MMU. See, what is that MPU? He just simply said here. What is MMU? Memory management unit uses set of translation tables to provide fine-grained control over the memory. So it means extra. I wanted to control the memory means I'll make use of MMU, memory management unit, just a hardware. Simple two-line explanation, just can go through, nothing more than that. So MMU is the MMU is the second core extension. There is one more core extension. We'll come back to that. After that, we will discuss the architecture revisions. Architecture revision. In one class, I need this. Before that, core extension, I'll refresh in the next class. I'll stop here because we have very less time now left with another 25 minutes. I wanted to show you that lab requirement and the lab experiment what you need to do. You people already have done those 6 experiment with Keel Microvision I told. I hope you did with Proteus 8 also. Those who haven't done, please look into how to move with that and execute your programs. All 6 program results must be there. Everyone must write the things in observation book. What are the 6 programs I referred? Blinking of LED with port 0, one program. Blinking of LED with port 1, second program. Okay, 7 segment display with port 1, one program. 7 display with port 0, second program, 4 programs. Fifth one, 7 segment display along with dot, 7 segment display along with dot with port 1 and port 0 separately. So total 6. All the 6 must be seen in the Proteus. At least 4. Without dot, if you do also no problem. At least 4 must be visualized with Proteus. So before discussing architecture revisions and a few things about core extensions, that I will do again in the next class and complete this unit. Okay. Before that, let me go through the execution of the program. Am I audible, Pramod?
Yes, sir.
So my screen is visible, you just tell me. So what is visible, I just want to know. For example, I wanted you to use Keel Microvision. If I say, what is visible now?
Sir, nothing is visible now.
It's coming. Something. Keel Microvision. The program
Sir.
is visible.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So Deepika, there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now quickly tell me what is this program is doing. Quickly just go through the program. Pincel 0, Pincel 1, IODIR 0. These things we have already discussed. Do you remember?
Yes, sir.
The simple LED program. What is that
Yes,
we are
sir.
doing in this program? Quickly tell me in 1 minute. Quickly.
Blinking LED, sir.
How many LEDs?
Two
How?
LED.
Please check. What is the value? IODIR 0.
One, sir.
No. What is that you have written? IODIR 0 is equal to 0x, 4 zeros, then 3 zeros, F. What is F represents here? Subramania?
Yes, sir.
How many LEDs?
So I have F
This
is equal to 15.
no, yeah, this code is telling what? Quickly tell me.
So in pin cell of 0,
Okay.
we are pin cell 1. In pin of 0, we are trying to blink 4. Yes, sir.
4, right?
Inputs are high. Yes, sir.
Oh, 4 inputs are high. It means that P 0 point,
From where it is?
0.0,
0.02, 1, 0, 2, and 3.
0.2 and 0.3. So if I want to glow, all LEDs, all LED means
We have to make all bits as high.
32 bits, right? 32 bits,
Yes, sir.
right? If I wanted to glow from P 0.0 to 0.1,
Yes, sir.
what the value I should give?
0.022.
0.0 to 0.7. P 0.0 to 0.7.
One second, sir. There will be 2F, right, sir? Yeah.
2F, correct.
Yes,
2F. 2F means
0000, 6 zeros and FF.
excellent, excellent. So that is what you should know, how many bits you are making high. That's it, correct? Now, quickly, once you are done with this, you will execute with a debugger. You know that, right? How do you do that? I'll go to debug. I'm showing it. Is it visible or not? You please tell me, Subramania.
Yes, sir.
Visible now?
Yes,
It's
sir, it's
visible,
visible.
right? Okay, so where I will go usually, where I will go, I'll go to peripherals. Where I should go? Peripherals. Tell me your answer. I'm waiting for.
Yes, sir, for
GPI
this.
was
AI void slow interface.
slow interface.
Yes,
Then
sir.
Port
Port 0, sir.
port 0. If I click,
Yes,
this
sir.
will come. What I should do now? I should say run, right?
Yes,
Or
sir.
stepwise also I can check. You can do that and come step out. Now I am
Yes,
just
sir.
clicking on run. If I click run, what is happening, Deepika?
Sir,
What is happening in the result? Can you observe? What you are observing?
4 LEDs blinking.
Yeah, that's it. This is the simulation, right? IO set and IO clear registers you can see, right? See, and what you are observing, IO set and IO clear blinking is happening. You can see the contents of the IO pin also. That is also been shown. This is simulation. Now what I will do, I'll stop this. How to stop? Click on this cross stop button. I'll click this stop. Then I will go again on debug and go back. So how I should go back? If I click on debug, I'll go back to my original position in the original program. This is the simulation. All of you done this, right? Pramod.
Yes, sir.
Now, program I wanted to utilize as a hardware. I wanted to see the hardware in hardware. So hardware is supported by Proteus 8, I told. So I'll just show you how to configure that. Please do that first. If you have done, it's good. Those who haven't done, quickly just understand it now. So what I'm doing, I am just sharing one more window. Now, what is this window? Soumya, can you tell me what is this window? Soumya, Ayush, can you see?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Proteus.
Proteus, right? You worked on Proteus now, Ayush?
Yes, sir.
Yes
But
or
I was not able to import the project.
now that's what. See, quickly see now. Once you install Proteus 8, if you have difficulty in installing, please call me, let me know, or please talk to me with the WhatsApp group. So what is that we need to do now? Once I install, I will double click on the icon on the desktop. This page will come. If you have successfully installed, this page will come. Now let's understand. What is that first thing you should do is go to file. So first thing is go to file, create a new project. Please remember, go to file, create a new project. This everyone will and can do. Click on this, create a new project. Okay. So it will be saying initializing the project wizard. It will take some time depending on your processor speed. Sometimes quickly it will come if your higher end processors. So mine is Core i3. It is Core i3. The processor is Core i3. So you have i5, i7, okay, of Intel. So it will wait. Now you see, it is asking project name. Is it visible, Pramod?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, see, it is asking path also where you want to store. No problem. Wherever you want, you can store. But you just remember that project name will be there. So I will give the name. Let's say some name I'll give. What is that? SIT TC. I'll give it as SIT TC PCA experiments. Let's say PCA experiment, something like this. PCA experiment. SIT or SIT. I'll just say TCE PCA. TCE PCA, something like this. PCA experiments. I'll just treat it as TCE PCA, something. TCE
Sir,
PCA,
sir,
some
that
name.
dot extension should be there, sir, must have.
Yes, 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 it must be there. That is the project name, extension must be there, right? Then say next. When you press next, please ensure that you should not change anything, because see here, do not create a schematic. I don't want schematic with the templates given. If I need some templates, I can make use of this. Otherwise, do not create a schematic is selected. Let it be as it is. Don't touch. Here also, do not create PCB layers. Yes, next. I don't want any PCB layout now. If I'm designing any PCB layout, I'll go. I don't want no firmware project. I'm not interested in 8051 or ASM, something like that. No firmware. Next. So only next, finish is the solution. Once you do this, this thing will come plain page. Can you see this? So now in this, what you should do? I am interested in going to schematic. Search for schematic in this. Schematic capture. Click on schematic chap. Okay. Schematic capture. So once I click this, it will open up. Can you see this? It will. Can you see the window? Can you see the window? Can you see the window?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. The window name now is, the project is TCE PCA project. Okay. TCE PCA project. Or even I can name new one also in this file. New project and project name. Now this particular window only I should do all the experiments. Two important icons are important. You observe here. There is a button called P here. P. And there is a button called L. L we are not using. See here, there is a button called L, there is a button called P. So P only we are interested, which provides the component for us. And left side, if you see, I have the button selection mode, component mode, junction dot mode, wire label, all these stuffs. We are not making use of all these things. We are interested in terminal mode and component mode. Just three buttons are important for us. Rest of all, we'll see how they will make use of them in later. First, I'll click on P. If I click on P, it will ask for which component you want here. Type in this. What is that I want? LPC 2148. When I type LPC214, nothing is available. So LPC21 series, LPC21, when I type, these many are visible. So I'll take LPC2138 instead of 48. It is same as 48. That's what we will take, only LPC2138. Take this means, what is the meaning? Just click OK. OK, when it sees, it is there with the cursor. That device will come along with the cursor. It is not visible. When I click once, it is visible. See here, it is visible. Now, when I click here, the device is visible. That's it. In doing all hardware experiment, one common connection I will just tell you, quickly understand that. That is very important with respect to ARM processor. What is the basic connection required for ARM processor is, you can observe here at the top of this PL, what is written here, you can see blue box, right? Blue box. If I move around, blue box is visible, right? I can make this block smaller, larger. Can you see? Can you see larger? The green is becoming smaller and larger. How I am doing this? I am just keeping the cursor on this box, and middle rotation of the mouse, I am just doing it so that it becomes larger or smaller, like this. You see, larger. If I make, the screen is also big. This green box, wherever I am moving now, there only it goes. See here, go there, click there, so that I'll stop there. So this is the processor. So many pins are there. Can you visualize? These are the pins. Now how to start with? it's xtal1, xtal2 is nothing but you need to provide for this LPC2148. LPC2148 component is visible already. It is written here LPC2138. This component is visible. Now connect the crystal oscillator because I need to give the frequency. So LPC2148 needs how much frequency? It needs 12 megahertz. That's what. Go to P again, click and type crystal oscillator. Crystal, if you type, it will come. So crystal oscillator, it means crystal chords, crystal I want. First one I'll select. Click on this, say OK. That's it. Very simple. Say OK. These are the default things for all experiments. That's what I'm telling. Please remember one time. So I'll just come and click here. When I click here, it will come like this. Again, select. It means come on that component. Just bring the cursor on that component. Right click. You will observe so many things. I'll say make it clockwise. I'll rotate once so that connection becomes easy. So this crystal oscillator should be between these 2 points. What are those 2 points? xtal1 and xtal2. Click on this first point, take it like this, click here. Clicking is nothing but just doing the connection. You will come to know when you operate. That's it. Second one. What is the second one? So try to keep bit away so that there won't be any overlap. I mean, you can keep it bit away the device. Okay, just a minute. See here, I just kept the device bit away so that connections can be done easily. So I'll just take this and connect this. That's it. See, so what I did the connection of crystal between xl1 and xl2. Double click on this crystal, it will tell the properties of the crystal. It is written here 1 megahertz. I will change it to 12 megahertz. That's it. The component value I changed. Anything you can observe here, but don't do any changes. You can observe and understand what is the property of that component. So what I did, I taken the crystal oscillator which generates the oscillations of frequency 12 megahertz, which is required for the LPC. I connected between xtal1 and xtal2 pin, that is 61 and 62 pin of the LPC2148. Now I can enlarge this or I minimize this. You can see here coming on this window. Okay, so just come over here. So what I will do, again I'll click what component next I need. Crystal is done. I'll take ceramic capacitors. So I will say capacitor. If I type, it will get me capacitors. Click on this capacitors and in search here ceramics disc. Ceramic capacitors. In the ceramic capacitors, any type of capacitors are there. 22 picofarad is the value, standard value chosen. Select on 22 picofarad ceramic capacitor. Say OK. So when I select this, I'll click here. So when I click this, it will come once. Another time if I click here, second time. So C1, C2 will come. How many times you will click, those many numbers will come. C1, C2, C3, C4. Once selection, many times clicking. So one I'll connect to this, another I'll connect to this. See this, that's it. So then end of these connect to each other. Okay, and then the other point I'll connect to ground. Where is the ground point? I'll just click here and I'll stop for ground. So I'll just press escape. First I'll take the ground. Where is ground? Now I am in P mode. I'll click on, now I am in component mode. I'll click on terminal mode. Come this side, terminal mode. Two parallel lines are there. Click on terminal mode. Some other point inputs will come. I can take power, output, input, something like this. Ground I'll click. I'll take ground and I'll click here. So click once. So it is fixed. Now this point I'll connect to this. So they are connected to ground. That's it. This is the frequency part of your LPC2148. What else required? Now I need to give the VCC and ground connections of this. So again, I'll just click over here. I'll just make enlargement or bigger, whichever I need. I'll come to this point. So like this, I'll be moving up, down. I'll come here now. I'm interested in this connection now. What is this connection? So I'll take now. So first I'll take the power. So which power? Now I need to go to component mode again. Select the battery. What battery? I'll take cell. Cell is the battery. The cell you cross check In this, there is a cell. A single cell is sufficient. Select the cell, battery, single cell, a DC power. So I can just bring it and click over here. See, this is the one. So if I click this, all these things, VBAT, V reference, V3, all these things go to plus VCC, and all the remaining VSS goes to ground. So it means that this is a ground point, no need to connect to ground, just take it and connect it to this, that's it. So take this and connect it to all these points. What are these? These points. Remember, the supply for battery or battery supply for this to LPC2148 is 3.3 volts. That's what. Double click on this, change the value to 3.3 volts. So 3.3 volts. Am I audible, Pramod?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so 3.3 volts, it is connected something like this. Now, all these values, that Vref, V3, all these are there now. Take them and connect it to the V plus VCC, you can call it as, or 5 volts positive. So all are positive 5 volts here, these points. I'll just connect, all are going. Here I'll connect them to ground, you can say indirectly. So it is connecting to the negative terminal, VSS, negative terminal. So all this. Don't forget anyone, otherwise it will throw some error. Now this part is done. One more interesting point. This is an active low enabled device. So how I should look it again? Enlarging like this. See here, I'm just rotating, moving. How I'm moving? I am looking into the box above the components here. P, above P, that box you can observe. Click and move. You can do like this. So I'm just moving it here to observe there is one reset pin here. So look into that reset pin. This is the reset pin that should be connected now. This is the reset pin. So what I will do, I will just make sure, click here so that I can make use of this reset pin. For that I need a register and a switch. So I'll just type now register. I'll take register. So there is a register option here, click here. So in that you can observe what are the different types of registers are there. Okay, generic register I'll select. Generic register. So choose this. Usually it is default of 10K will be there. You take that register, some register. Okay, now bring this register and keep it, click over here. So as I said, when I click this, I will rotate according to my direction. Click here. So if I say escape, now right click on this, rotate clockwise also I can do. Now I will take now one switch. What is the switch? Again click on this. You just type switch, SWITCH. Default switch only, it takes, nothing to worry. Switch. When I click switch, it has shown the diagram here in the box itself. This switch will come if I say okay. Nothing to worry. Just say okay. That switch will come here. I'll click here. That switch I'll click here. Once I click, I will just rotate it clockwise again. Right click and rotate. Now I can connect this register with the switch. You can observe this, and I can bring this reset button. Okay, connected to the switch. So this reset, the device will be reset if I press the switch. It means if it connects to low. Reset bar means what? Reset bar means it is an active low. You have studied in logic design. Active low means when it is connected to ground, this reset pin will be activated, meaning is it resets all the values to initial conditions. That's the meaning. So it means I need one ground. So how to get ground? Go to this, which mode it is called, terminal mode. Select the ground. It means click the ground, click over here. It. So I'll just click once. Now connect 2 points. This is one. So this is the first point. So next, this register other end, you bring it and connect it to VCC. That's it. VCC means positive. That's all. This is the minimum connection which is required for all the experiments with respect to the hardware realization of all the codes using the real LPC2148 IC here 2138 is used. Again, it is an emulation software, you can call it as. We are emulating the hardware. It means we are realizing the hardware visualization. Now, what is the pins we have used? Since we are talking about port 0 pins, 4 LEDs only we have written. I'll take LEDs. I'll just type now. Click here, take LED. Where is the LED? Sorry. That's what directly it won't go. Where I should go? I should go to component mode, click and then P, then type LED. If you type LED, find any type of LED. So you can observe here red LED, green LED, okay, red LED, animated red LED. So if I take animated red LED, if I say okay, so I will bring it here now. I'm enlarging, you can see here. Then I'll click here. So where I should connect. So which pin numbers I am talking about? P 0.0, 0.1, 0. So it means that pin number 19 onwards. So bring it here. I will just paste here one LED. So when I right click, I'll say clockwise. If it is showing this direction, rotate anti-clockwise, anti-clockwise. So like this. Again, I'll click here. So second LED. I'll click here, right click anti-clockwise. Again, same way. So third LED I'll put here. Sorry, if I click on the name, it won't paste. That's what. Again, I'll click here, right click, anti-clockwise. Similarly. So because only 4 LEDs I have written, you can write 8 LEDs. FF if you give 8 LEDs. Only 4 LED. So again, anti-clock 4 LED. Now which pins? P 0.0 bring it. P 0.1 I'll bring and connect. P 0.2 I'll bring and connect. P 0.3 I'll bring and connect. That's it. So the other end should be where I'll be checking for the ground now. I'll take the ground and I'll connect it over here. I'll fix it here. So once I fix, I will connect it to this. So other thing I can directly connect it here. Nothing to every point should not go to every time to the ground. All points are connected each other and connected to the ground. So it means that when logical 1 comes here, LED 1 will glow. Logical 1 comes to the pin 0.1, it glows. So how these LEDs will glow? Those many bits. F you typed means 1, 1, 1. These 4 LEDs will glow. First they will glow, after some time, it will glow for some time, off for some time, glow for some time, off for time. And this has to happen. Once I finish this, you please understand whether my circuit everything is correct or not. I don't know. My file is TCP. Okay, I'll go to the component mode. I'll keep it in component mode. I'll check now. Come to the what is that? Toolbar here downward. Run the simulation option is there. Can you see the run option, Pramod?
Sir.
Can you see the run option here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if I click this, if any errors is there, it will throw. If no errors, it will say okay. Now, my question is no errors. Okay, wait for a while. What is the problem? So here you just observe, I will what is that? Real-time simulation failed to start. Program not properly specified. I didn't program itself, how it will execute. That's interesting nature. Now what I will do, see, this is how it will throw the see here, program properly not specified. We have not specified anything. We have connected the circuit. It means hardware is ready. Now I should dump the program onto it. It's a real hardware, you presume like this. It's an emulator. On this real hardware, I should dump my code. How I do that? I'll close this simulation error. Again, I'll be in the capture mode only. What I will do, double click on this. When double click on the chip, that is ARM core, it will open up like this. You just give, what is the frequency now? I will give the frequency as 12 megahertz. That is the first mistake it has. You should make it clock frequency of 12 megahertz because we have connected a crystal always 12 megahertz. LPC2148 and LPC2138 family will be connected with 12 megahertz frequency. Now select this program file. Where is your program file? So go to your folder. How to go to your folder? You have already executed in the kill. Now, whether you executed or not, I don't know. First, go to the queue. I will come to this point again. So what I should do? For double clicking, I'll go to the keel. How to go to the keel? Just see this. What I will do in the keel. So you just see now. What is the keel? Can you visualize the keel, Pramod?
Not showing, sir.
It's coming now. Now.
No, now it's visible.
Yeah, now you see what the properties we should set here. I need to create the hex file of this program. I executed this program and this program is perfectly working because I have seen in the debugger. That is simulation. Now how to dump onto the Proteus now, dump onto the hardware. For that, what you should do, understand this target. Go to the target side window, target options, click on target options. Last class I told this. What is that you need to set? Check for the target. In the target, it should be 12 megahertz ARM mode. Then I'll check for output. Click on output. I should be selected create hex file. If it is not selected, you click on create hex file. That's it. Name of the executable file. I'll just give the name now. What is this? LED TCE, something like this. LED TCE, name of the executable file. Then linker, I'll check whether it is selected. Use the memory linker. That's it. Once I say OK, this is done. So what I should do here? One time build should be done. Before that, translate. Okay. Just
Sir,
observe.
please,
Yes, tell me.
the keel program is case sensitive, sir.
No, it is not like that. Case sensitive in the sense?
Means if,
No. See, few it is case sensitive with respect to the keywords always, right? Always any language when you consider with respect to keywords, it is case sensitive. You cross verify. So now you see, if I press on build, it is linking now, and I'll say rebuild. When I say build, it is showing here. LED TCE hex file is created. It is creating the hex file LED TCE. Now this hex file is created. It will be in that folder. How to see that? Now come back to this is done. This much we should do here. After creating hex file of this program, which is executed program, what I should do now? I should come to Proteus again. What is that we did in Proteus? See here. This is the Proteus what we have done. Is it visible now, Pramod?
yes, sir.
Yeah, double this now. What is this? Double click on CC348 and check that it should megahertz. See, it is not saved. It should be megahertz always. If it is 10 megahertz, make it 12 megahertz. Then browse here. What is the browse? Once I browse where I have stored, if I didn't find, don't worry. Just go here, check for the keel. So it will be always in C drive. Go for keel, C drive, keel, then ARM. In that ARM, where it will be? ARM. So can anyone help in this regard? One second. 1 second. Just a minute. So next class is, which class is there now? Which class is there?
EMFT, sir. EMFT, sir.
EMFT. Just I'll take 1 minute. So I'll just come here. In this, can you find LED in your folder? LED TCE you will find. Open this LED TCE. Okay, open this LED TCE now. Okay, say OK. So when you say OK, so ledtc.hex is loaded into your processor, correct? So now I will say run. Just see now, it has to happen now. What is that? If I say run, so I need to have the can you Just a minute, I'll bring it for you. Can you see the result?
Yes, sir.
Clearly, Subramanya,
Yes, sir.
Deepika, can you see the result?
Yes, sir.
Deepika,
Yes, sir.
are you able to see the blinking of 4 LEDs? Now,
Yes, sir.
the port 0, I have used 4 LEDs. Port 0, 8 LEDs I want to glow. I wanted to glow 16 LEDs. So you need to increase your code, right? Very simple way. So it means that FF, 4 Fs, right? Just if you put the values, those many LEDs, you can glow on and off. You can provide the delay value. Now 1000 is given. So you can increase it so that slow merging will happen. So either on or off, time delay will be there. Now, this way, we are realizing all the experiment hardwares. Please understand what are the experiments we have: LED programs, 7-segment display, DC motor, stepper motor, LCD display, okay, ADC and DAC associated experiments, square wave, sine wave generation experiments, everything we should visualize now. So by the next time when I ask, you should finishing these. Okay, first you finish 2 LED programs with port 0 and port 1, both you do. I will ask you whether you did what is that 7-segment. Last time I have shown. If possible, please connect that 7-segment. 7-segment display you take, connect in a similar way. Left side circuit remains same. No changes. For all hardware, it remains same. Only right side circuit you need to work on. Is that okay? So all of you work. Is that okay, Pramod?
Yes, sir. Sir, in 7-segment display, we'll search now, sir.
Yeah.
There, it is showing common anode, common cathode. In that, which one have to go, sir?
Yes.
Common.
Usually one anode you take, connect. Okay. One general one is there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. General one also you can
Yes, sir.
take. Common anode also you can take. Both will work. Okay. You check it first. If you find any difficulty, you can interact with me in the group. Nothing to worry. Okay. Okay. After seeing this, you stop this. What is this here? Here there are two options: pause option here, stop. You can stop and add. So this is how the Keelvision Microvision program is dumped onto your LC2138 IC. So both hardware realization and software realization we are doing. So I want you to complete 6 experiments what I have mentioned clearly. Any difficulty, any point of time, you can send the message with WhatsApp if you are finding any difficulty. Interact with your best friends, whomever you are comfortable with, no problem. But the problem solution should be obtained. Solution is must. If you find any difficulty, immediately interact with me through WhatsApp. Okay. So by next week, I'll be able to see all of you have realized 6 experiments with this Proteus 8. Okay. That's the emulator hardware realization. So simulation we have already seen that you dump onto this Proteus 8. So we'll stop here. Sir will be waiting. Yeah.